the dark side of the Enneagram Type 1. I want to talk about the various dark versions of each Enneagram type. There will be a few per type. I will also eventually make a nicer video on the types. Before we start, there are two things I would like to mention that I think that anyone watching this will find useful. The first is a book, shown on screen. The video is not sponsored by this book, although feel free to send me money if you are listening. It's just something that helped me think about these dark versions of the types, and I would recommend it. The second shout out is a YouTube channel. Anyone who is on the Love Who Discord server will know who Susie is, so you and anyone else watching is legally obligated to visit her channel and subscribe. She helped a lot with this video and will be releasing more content on her channel soon. The job's worth. The greatest crimes in the world are not committed by people breaking the rules, but by people following the rules. This is someone who follows the letter of the law, but not the spirit of it. Rules are conduits to the outcomes they serve. Therefore, there is wiggle room. There are times when people can be let off the hook. Times when enforcing the rules by punishing someone who broke them is completely counterproductive. A healthy Type 1 is someone who can use common sense to see exceptions to the rules, whereas an unhealthy Type 1 is a walking protocol. Non-practicing preachers. Better to be known as a sinner than a hypocrite. Another dark incarnation of a Type 1 would be the moral hypocrite, a cruel, punitive, preachy creature whose unrealistic standards and expectations of others result in much judgment and condemnation. I imagine some clergy person extolling saintly virtues from the pulpit on Sunday, then sinning secretly the rest of the week. A dark Type 1 of this variety points the finger while their own hands are dirty. It's a great fear of the Type 1 to essentially make mistakes, even worse, to be seen to be making mistakes, and criticized for it. So a dark Type 1 might just simply deny that they ever make any, at least not any major ones. Admitting to that, in their mind, might undermine the platform on which their identity is built. Type 1s who are healthy are deeply driven to uphold these standards they think most benefit the people around them, as well as staying true to their own values and beliefs. The perfectionist. Perfectionism is self-abuse of the highest order. Dark versions of a type can also be ones who harm themselves in some way. In their desire to do the right thing or be the right thing, Type 1s can be self-critical to a dangerous degree. This can take many forms, such as someone in school who needs to get the top grades and be a model student and feels worthless if they don't. Or someone at the top of an industry or company who needs to embody that ideal that everyone else should follow. It could just be someone who wants their family to be proud of them and contorts themselves to be in line with those expectations. Type 1s have that ever-present inner critic hammering them for not being conscientious enough, responsible enough, improvement-oriented enough, controlled enough, right enough, or just not enough. A dark Type 1 is someone who is toxically perfectionistic. At their worst, Type 1s are strict and unmoving to a fault. They are as unyielding as a boulder in a flash flood, with spines of steel and hearts of stone, living by a code as rigid as a prison bar, and therefore seeing the world through eyes as narrow as a prison cell window. Okay, I'll stop. Healthy Type 1s are people who do their job, who do their duty in a steadfast and unwavering manner, often therefore being people that others lean on. They can function as inspirations for this reason. A healthy Type 1 is a rock for the people in their lives. An unhealthy Type 1 is just, well, a rock.